Hey there everyone, Lord Frigid here with another episode of Aether Raid's Offense. This week we have Light Season! Yay! Light Season! So much better than Astral Season in every way, shape, and form. Doubly great because this time we had Air as one of our bonus units, which allowed me the potential to run triple Mythic on most, if not all, of my raiding parties, which I definitely didn't abuse that at all. Nope. Okay, yeah, that's a lie. I abuse it so much. So, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get right into these battles. Alright, this is the first map, and actually, I thought this map wasn't terrible at first, but now that I look again, yeah, it's pretty bad. My biggest issue with it is that it doesn't really have any control over this particular area here in the lower right. Actually, wait. If Tibarn were to move and then get refreshed, how far would he go? He'd go all the way out to here. Which leaves, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my gosh, that leaves 8 spaces untouched. 8. Like, I mean, maybe a little more or less depending on what structures you're using in your offense lineup. In my case, it's 8 spaces that would be safe, but it could be more. But the point is, that's more than enough to hide your entire team in case you wanted to, say, break that Golden Deer banner and aggro the AI by sniping Valoria. You'd be free to just react to how Tibarn chooses to move, and, I mean, they can't do anything about it. In fact, somebody's probably going to end up right here, since that, it's probably going to be either Tibarn or Keaton, and at that point, you can just snipe them over the wall, too, because you've still got your range unit there. Like, I don't know, that's just weird. Other approaches here, a melee tank is absolutely going to be able to destroy this map, especially one that is either red or blue. I guess blue being sent just because Raisin's the only green on the map, and it's not like he hits particularly hard. One thing you could do is even if you don't have the means to negate sturdy impact through, say, either null follow-up or just a guaranteed follow-up to just break it, you could have a unit like, I don't know, Peony, snipe Tibarn and then just reposition them out with a melee tank, and then, actually, Valoria is probably going to initiate a rally onto Raisin at that stage, but if it's any proper melee tank is going to be able to take that attack from her, so not a huge deal. So yeah, I don't know, this map's not that great. But let's just go ahead and get into my approach. I used a melee tank. Although now that I look at it again, I definitely could have just sniped Valoria from over the wall. Oh well, things to know for next time. Alright, there's really no reason not to send in the Dragon Armors here, especially since Adune can basically wipe this entire map on her own. So here we go. The setup I'm going to use has Adune in the same column as both Peonies, which gives her 36 speed at base, plus 2 from ally support, plus 3 from a buff, plus 6 from being in the same column as the Peonies, and plus 4 more from Demonic Breath because the Dark Shrine hits her and trips it, which gives her a grand total of 51 speed. And of course, when Tibarn attacks her, Vengeful Fighter is going to break Sturdy Impact, allowing her to double him through the sheer speed check. Isn't that just fun? I think it's fun. Also, I apparently have combat animations on. I don't really know why that is. Oh wait, it's because we've been getting so many Bound Hero Battle Revivals, and I've been either A, going to one-turn them because I haven't before, or B, one-turning them again because I wasn't really satisfied with how the first one turned out. So I mean, I guess I'll allow it. It's not like these light season battles last particularly long anyways, so I think I'll just have Idun walk up here and mop the floor with Keaton, and after that, I mean, with the 51 speed setup, she's probably not getting doubled by Valoria, especially since Valoria gets hit by Tamari, lowering her speed all the way down to 35. But it's alright. I'll just have Sothis earn her keep a bit here. Alrighty, so that should... Actually, I wonder if there'll be a rally element here, because Sothis' defense isn't exactly great. Okay, yeah, Raisin comes down to attack, and now I'm wondering if this is going to be a one-shot. I'm not actually sure how much damage Sirius is going to hit for. I mean, he's dead either way. That doesn't really make a difference, but just curious. Yeah, 46, nice. Very nice, very nice. And then out of Valoria, oh, a 5! That'd be why she didn't rally Raisin to begin with, because she can actually hit for damage. Damage that's not negligible, well, although I guess in this case, 5 is not exactly a large percentage of 61. Okay, so, let's see. Idun should be able to one-shot Kennegus here. She doesn't air healed her to above full HP, to full HP, but the Dark Shrine still gives her the Demonic Breath activation. And then, I guess, for an extra bit of overkill, I'll put both peonies in the same column. Regardless of whether I did that, Sothis was going to eat an iceberg and get destroyed. But it's more fun this way.
I will lead.
Alright, this is the second map up, and as usual, it is more difficult than the first map. We've got a bit of a threat range oppression type of strategy going on here with Yoon and Alm's sheer threat range, pressing a large amount of space and making it harder for the attacker to approach. On the left-hand side, if you were to stick a unit in Yoon's range, it looks like the idea is that Yoon will attack, apply Spectral Tome, which sets the stage for Julia to come down, get refreshed by Sylvia, and attack that same exact space with her Blazing Thunder. Similarly, on the right-hand side, if you were to stick a unit in front of Alm's range, although, why would you ever do that? Even if you were to take out Alm, Julia can then warp straight to Ninian because of Yoon's ground orders, get refreshed, and then again attack that space. And a Vantage Tank isn't going to work here because of Julia's hardy bearing. So that's just something to keep in mind. As far as options for approaching, I would say that the left-hand side is probably the better bet. If you have a very high-res green tank, they will have the highest chance of actually weathering out that storm. And note that Alm can't actually reach that space from his starting position. So that, in my opinion, is the path of least resistance towards victory on this map. One other thing you could do if you have a really, really ridiculously powerful range tank is you could employ AI manipulation. And the reason I say you need a ridiculously powerful range tank is that you need to be taking out Alm on the player phase. And that is no easy feat with defenses that don't suck and low attack speed on his side. But basically, you'd break the Bright Shrine, use a Refresher to get your ranged attacker and your Refresher out of the immediate threat range of the enemies. And then you will need to stick whichever unit on your team that Julia can deal the most damage to in a single round of combat somewhere over on the left-hand side. Preferably here, actually, is probably the best place to put them. And what that will do is it will cause Julia to go down the left side instead of going over to the right to avenge Alm, and which leaves your ranged unit and Refresher safe. So that's one thing. Of course, it requires a lot of moving parts. You have to have the space open for your bait unit. You have to have a player phase ranged attacker that can actually take out Alm in a single round. They have to also not be the unit that Julia is targeting. So a lot of moving parts, but it can be effective if you've got the right setup. And so I guess that's really all I have to say on this map. I used Brave Lyn for this, and actually I couldn't figure out anything better, so I went ahead and abused the ease of access to the refreshers, and yeah, she went to town. So let's go ahead and just get right into that. Alrighty, for this battle, I'm going to be taking full advantage of the fact that these refreshers are quite exposed, actually, all things considered. And I'll use Fjorm to block the refresh from Sylvia. Actually, even without the triple mythic bonuses, she would be able to block that because she would have had 66 HP, which is just barely enough to block Sylvia's 63. And then, of course, Ninian will be the victim of a 4x strike from Brave Lyn. So, shouldn't be that hard. My plan is to take out Ninian, and then after that, get Lyn refreshed, take out Brave, Legendary Alm, and then just kind of leave her in range of Yoon, because there's no way Yoon is going to be one-shotting her, and Lyn, who's using a bow, can absolutely one-shot Yoon back. So let's take a look. How am I going to get into position here? Wait, can I? Hold on. I need to smite something. Either Lyn or one of the peonies, and at this point in time, I don't think I actually can. Oh, that was not a good combat preview. Although I suppose, yeah, Lyn does have a reversed +6 buff, and she will have Luna available for her round of combat with Alm, so I guess it's not super concerning that she can't straight up two-shot him right now. And then, oh gosh, I need to move air up here. And that will allow me to smite, I guess, that right-hand side peony.
Good morning.
So, or wait, does that work? I mean, if I do that, I think actually the only location peony can actually refresh from is that heavy trap. The good news is, it's a very easy 3 HKO actually on Ninian, so that's good. And a little bit better on Alm. Okay, 35 defense. That's definitely, Luna is definitely going to be able to take that out. So, dang it, but I will need to retreat here and just try again next turn. Okay, so I can do that. And then, gosh, so I'll go ahead and do the same thing. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, crud. Oh, yikes. I just totally forgot that refreshing Lyn, just on that previous turn, provided the Gentle Dream buff to Peony, which would have allowed her to actually warp to below Lyn, despite being bumped up to her, straight up the right-hand side. Oh well. Something to note for next time. I don't think I'm going to be hit super hard on the time constraint thing, so it's not really a big deal. And then, yeah, that's a pretty nice, almost exact KO there. And hiding behind this breakable block means that Yoon can't actually get to my peony, and she's forced to just take a one-shot. Poor little floating goddess thing. I think somebody, yeah, Sylvia's coming down to target Fjorm, and let me take a look here. I think I can have Lyn safely take out both Yoon and Julia, and then it's a question of, do I want to have her take it from a completely safe location, or do I want to leave her in Sylvia's range? Sylvia only has 45 speed, 38 attack, and they're both -7s, which means they're either chills or smokes, so they're going to stay on her. So this should be fine. She's definitely not going to one-round Lyn. And that leaves me free to take these Aether structures, although I guess I technically don't even really need to get them since this is my last battle of the season. But whatever. And, okay, yeah, 118 from Sylvia onto Lyn, not really a big deal. And then I should be able to just either, yeah, I think I'll have Fjorm take this. I guess I could also have used Smite on Peony and had Air do the job, but not too bad, not too bad. And that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Aether Raids Offense. I know I had fun with Light Season. I always have fun with Light Season, especially Triple Mythic Light Season. That's just great. I am quite looking forward to next Astra Season. At the end of last week, I did end up making some tweaks to my raiding parties, and I'm optimistic that those will prove useful in next season and the Astra Seasons to come. So, I guess time will tell on that one. So, until then, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.